You've noticed, maybe even right now, the first moment of fear is just energy without direction. It's the same spark that powers a storm, the same pulse that launches a rocket. Every cell in your body is shouting. Something important is about to happen. And the only difference between terror and thrill is the story that follows. Think of how a child meets the unknown. The first roller coaster, white knuckles, clenched jaw, every nerve on red alert. Then the ride ends and suddenly the scream becomes laughter. The second time, the same body, the same speed, the same track, only now it's fun. That's the moment the mind learns. I can rename this. You already use this skill every day. You rename pain as progress when you learn to exercise. You renamed awkward silence as space to think when you learn to lead a conversation. You renamed failure as feedback the first time you realized you were still standing afterward. So imagine what happens when you decide consciously to rename fear itself. When you look at that flood of adrenaline and say, here's my body fueling up for growth. Biologically, it's true. The same chemicals that trigger panic also sharpen focus and heighten energy. The label you choose directs the circuit. Now chunk up, see the big picture. If each moment of fear becomes a teacher instead of a jailer, what kind of person do you become? Someone who walks toward challenge instead of away from it. Someone who treats discomfort as the tuition of evolution. Someone whose future expands every time the heartbeat quickens. And chunk down. Bring it back to the next breath. What if the next time you feel that flutter in your chest, you just smile for half a second? That tiny grin tells your nervous system, this is safe enough to explore. Science calls it reassociation. Spirit calls it courage. Either way, it's the same muscle growing stronger. Every choice carries consequence. If you keep the old label, if terror stays terror, the world keeps shrinking. Opportunities slide by, disguised as threats. Dreams wait on the sidelines saying, maybe next time. But when you shift the label, the same moment becomes rocket fuel. You stop being pushed by fear and start being pulled by curiosity. Picture two futures. In one, you avoid the things that scare you, fewer risks, fewer scars, smaller stories. In the other, you walk into the unknown with open eyes. More experiments, more laughter, deeper aliveness. Both are possible. Your labels choose the road. So here's a simple practice. Notice the physical signs of fear. Tight chest, quick breath. Name it as energy. Here's my body charging up. Redirect it toward purpose. Good, let's use it. Review afterward. What new capacity did I uncover? Do this often enough, it stops being practice, it becomes instinct. Your mind learns that uncertainty, it's simply untapped potential in disguise. And maybe you'll find yourself months from now in one of those moments where you'd normally freeze. You'll feel that surge, remember this story, and a small voice will say, this is the same roller coaster. Let's ride. That's not hypnosis. That's awareness turned into habit. That's the science of neuroplasticity meeting the art of self-definition. Because the real magic isn't about escaping fear. It's about harvesting its power. turning raw voltage into motion, and motion into mastery. And each time you do, the horizon moves a little farther out, until one day you realize the unknown has become your playground. And that's when terror finally becomes what it was always meant to be: raw possibility.